Springfield Mayor Domenic Sarno and city councilors are at odds over refugee resettlement in the city. City councilors want to continue accepting refugees. Mayor Sarno does not. According to the Jewish Family Service, a total of 87 refugees were resettled citywide last year. For reaction to the decision, I spoke with Fikiri Amisi, a Congolese refugee who lives, works, and attends college in Springfield, and Jewish Family Service President Maxine Stein.
The resettlement process begins overseas. It does not begin in the United States. It begins when people have been declared as refugees and are living in refugee camps or in cities where they are living as city refugees around the world. And as you know, or may know, there are over 64 million people displaced in this world. They declare refugee status, and then there is a process, a very, very lengthy process to vet people, to ensure that it is safe to bring them to our country, that they are healthy, that that everybody is not a security threat, and it's a process that is many years long. This is not a 1 month or 2 month process. So refugees who come to this country are the most vetted people in the country to arrive, and it is a very, very long process. At the end of this process, when people have been vetted, they then select the most vulnerable of all people to leave first, and that's often people who have medical issues, mental health issues, who have survived extreme trauma, and who really are fleeing to safety and to a new home.
And they're connected with an organization such as Jewish Family Service, right? You are a resettlement agency for this region.
We are a resettlement agency for this region, and we work under the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, which is one of 9 voluntary agencies in this country. And under each of them, there are a group of resettlement agencies. And so the 9 VOLAGs, the 9 voluntary agencies, are the ones who sit with the State Department, and they receive the names, and then they go down the list, and we get Fikiri.
And Fikiri, you came here in November of 2018 to Springfield with your wife and then 2 children, and you have a new baby. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you've been here a little over a year. Do you mind my asking why it was you applied to have refugee status?
Yes. Actually, we went through many things in our country. As you know, I'm Congolese, and our country was being involved in conflict and war for a decade now. So our life was in danger, or we was in insecurities in our countries. So we moved, or we applied to come in the United States so that we may be in good hand and feel insecure. So in our country it was insecurity, and our life was in problem.
And now you're here, you're working full-time at a manufacturing company and going to school full-time to become a social worker, as I understand it, right? How are you balancing 2 full-time schedules?
Yes, I know it is not easy, it is tough, but we have to do that so that we may become a self-sufficient in Springfield. So that's why we are trying to work hard, studying full-time and working full-time, so that we may become self-sufficient in the future.
Yeah.
Yes.
Recently, one of the reasons that we invited you here today is because recently refugee resettlement in the region has been in the news. The Springfield City Council said that they would like to continue to accept refugees to the region, and Mayor Domenic Sarno shortly after that said he's not interested in doing that and will not be letting the State Department know that it wants to continue, the city wants to continue to accept refugees. Maxine, what's your reaction to the mayor's decision?
I was extremely disappointed. I was devastated for not only the program, but even for Springfield, because I do believe that the refugee resettlement program brings a tremendous amount of positive energy and goodwill to the city of Springfield. And so it's somewhat not only disappointing, but somewhat astounding that Springfield, which has been resettling refugees for decades, for 50 to 60 years, we have the distinction of being the first city in the country to turn down what we have been doing for so long, refugee resettlement.
Because I should say, under an executive order that came out in the fall, cities and towns and states now must opt in at the federal level and say, we will accept refugees. Now, the mayor, for his part, we did invite him to have a conversation with us, and a spokesperson declined on his behalf. Some of the reasons that he has said he is no longer interested in accepting refugees kind of is to your point, Maxine, that Springfield has been accepting refugees for a number of years and that other communities need to do their fair share. Fikiri, I understand that before you came to the area, you actually looked up Springfield and read a little bit about it. Did you know that the mayor had been critical of refugee resettlement here in the past? Did that concern you?
Yes, I read that news before when I was still in Africa, and I was very disappointed because as I was reading and know that the Springfield, it is a city where I welcome people and it is a home place, a home city. So I was a little bit disappointed, but I managed to be here, and when I heard this news again, I was very disappointed because I know we as refugees, we don't have hope anyway unless we thank the government of America because they've welcomed us and we're here in Springfield. So my wish and my appeal is for him to accept more refugees as we are living in danger in our countries. And here is a good place to live and to be, we are in a good hands.
And how have you felt living in the city of Springfield? Have you felt accepted, rejected, somewhere in between?
No, I was accepted. I was accepted. That's why I feel and I wish other people can come also they may be accepted too, to be in Springfield. Is a place of opportunities.
Maxine, another reason that the mayor raised concerns about accepting additional refugees is he said that in the past it's been a strain on city services, whether that's code enforcement or in the schools. And there was a time in 2013 where hundreds of refugees were resettled into Springfield. Some were put in substandard housing. And he was concerned about people living in conditions that aren't appropriate. Is that still going on in the city of Springfield?
Not with Jewish Family Service. In 2013 and 14, there were hundreds of people that had been resettled by 3 different agencies in the city. And all I can speak to is of the work of Jewish Family Service. And I can say that Jewish Family Service vets every single apartment that we resettle people in. We make sure that they are safe communities. We have probably 10 to 12 different programs that we fundraise for and we receive some state grants for that help us to provide wraparound services to all of our new Americans for the first 5 years of their time here. And even after 5 years, there are those people and those clients that will come back and seek services for us. It might be about employment, it might be to seek citizenship, it might be to try to bring family over from another country. So I feel very strongly and very proud of the fact that Jewish Family Service does and the kind of work that we do. We feel that it's extremely important to support new Americans and to provide for them everything that we can do. So for example, this past year, we had 15 children in the Springfield schools, and we have school programs where we go in, we work with the schools, we also work with teenagers, and we have a summer engagement academy and then a year-round program to help teens look forward and to see different paths that they can pursue.